Anyone else who joins can hop on. Okay, everybody just please mute yourself. It looks like everybody is mute, but we're going to mute yourself. Thank you for coming on to tonight's training. My team knows that I am, somebody not mute. My team knows that I am part of the corporate training called Elevate, which is for premiers and elites who are running to RFX. And we get a ton of homework. So I've been putting together a lot of stuff for my team, and I decided to share this training with all of A Game because why not? So we are going to talk about new ways to prospect. And it's really more, I would say, about thinking about prospecting differently. And for anyone who's new on here, it's definitely all new ways to prospect. So here we go. The first thing I want to talk about, the first two things I want to talk about are actually before we start prospecting. So the latest and greatest daily experience many of you have seen is on branding. And I think that before you even start to prospect, you want to be branding, meaning you know your brand and you are in love with your brand. And if you don't know, and if you're not in love with your brand, then listen to this daily experience. And I have it written down here. It is Joanne Meredith is her name. It's called Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Three-Way Call? It's time to fill the funnel with branding calls. And it's all about knowing your brand, loving your brand, and doing three-way calls about your brand. So that's the first thing I would say. Before we even start prospecting, be in love with your brand. This brand is for sure something to be in love with. The second thing that I will say before you even start prospecting is to have your story and be in love with your story. So your story is basically your 1 minute to 2 minute explanation of who you were before Rowan Dan Fields, what you were doing, kind of what brought you into the business, what has changed for you in the business, and any kind of outcome. And you do not have to be a high-level achiever to have a story to tell at all. You can have a reason why you came in, something that you're getting out of the business, whether it be financial, whether it be the support, the network, whatever it is. You have something that you are taking away from this business on day 1 and on day 101. So have your story ready, be in love with your story. If you don't have a story and you're looking for a way to write your story or to kind of think about your story, talk to your sponsor. But in addition, I will post after this Zoom call a Bob Helig, actually, something that I did almost 2 years ago when I was doing a Fast and Furious Dreamcatchers training. And it is very clear on how to set out your short story. Okay? So before you start prospecting, before you start talking to anybody, before you start messaging anyone, be in love with your brand, be in love with your story. Okay? So that's first. Now we're going to move on to actual prospecting. Okay? First, I want to let you guys know, where did my actual recruits come from? Here comes Aiden. He's going to tell you something, but not yet. It's not your time yet. Just wait there. So where did my people come from? Right now, I have 30 directs. I have recruited more than that, probably 40, but 30 directs right now. And of those 30, where did they come from? So 4 are family members. 3 reached out to me. 4 were from Facebook messages, meaning I reached out to them first. 1, it was a text reach out I have, but it's kind of someone that I knew. But anyway, the first reach out was text. 3 are PCs that turned into consultants. 1 is a referral from corporate. 5 I introduced to the business verbally, meaning like in-person conversation. 4 rolled up to me. Yes, 4 rolled up to me. 2 commented on a business post. Power of Facebook, guys. Power of social media. 1 is a dream teamer who I've been working on forever. Joined my team last year. 1 came from a friend of a friend posting for me on Facebook. And 1 came from a referral. Okay, that's just mine. Doesn't mean anybody else's. That's just mine. Okay, so how did I get these people? What kind of language? And one of the pieces of the homework that we had from Elevate is to give you guys actual language to use when you're in any of these situations. So I wrote out all the language. You can take notes if you want, but I'm going to be very happy to share it all at the end also. Okay? So let's first talk about in-person prospecting. What does that even mean? So if you're in love with your brand and you're in love with your story and you're in conversation, organic conversation, you are going to talk to people about what they are doing and what you are doing. And then organically, it's going to come up that you are a teacher with a side business or a social worker with a side business or a stay-at-home mom that was looking for something to do. Whatever your story is, that's going to come up in your conversation, okay? So that's the piece about just having the organic conversations and starting the ball rolling there, okay? The other thing is about in-person is to always have mini facials with you. And this is where Aiden comes in. Aiden, come on. Dentist, come on, hurry up. Everybody's waiting. Come on, tell them what I did at the dentist. If you have your mini facial ready, come on, Aiden. It was your idea, tell them. Yesterday, I took Aiden to the dentist. He's obviously too shy to get on my Zoom now, but he told me he was going to share. And I gave a mini facial to, 2 people there. And just in my regular language, and my language is, I wrote it out for you guys. Would you be willing to try some new skincare for the brand I represent? I'm handing out some samples today. I mean, this is all so basic. I'm not sure if you're a skincare person. I wasn't, but I tried this and love it. Would you be open to trying it? And then I ask them if they say yes, whatever. Have you ever heard of Rodan & Fields? Because I want to know if it's somebody new. And then I also say, give me your email address so I can send you a short video on how to use these samples. And then I send them the Michelle Wetzel video. If you guys don't have the Michelle Wetzel video, come back to me and I'll give it to you. Actually, she's redoing it. She's redoing it because the Michelle Wetzel video has the paste in it, and now we have the redefined #1 mask in our mini samples. So she's redoing her video. But so when I'm in person, obviously the organic conversation is the best, but also I always have my mini facials ready so that if I'm somewhere, I can give them out, okay? That's a new contact right there. So that's the in-person. Do you want to share anything else? No. Aiden was like, what are you doing? You're giving that. We don't know them. This is embarrassing. I'm like, this is what we do. Sorry. And it wasn't so bad. Okay. So that's in person. Now let's go to the phone. Okay. I'm going to admit it. I don't do that much phone either. It is, I don't know. I guess it's just plain out scary to pick up the phone because what is somebody going to say on the other side? If you send them a message, it's much easier if they ignore you or even message you back, no thank you. But to get something on the other side that might not be that nice, I don't know. So it's not always my favorite. But about 2+ years ago, maybe 3 years ago, I was doing a Jenny Aiken challenge and I had to call 20 people. And that's when I really got used to talking on the phone. And so here's my language, and I saved it from then because it was like my first time really doing phone reach outs and I was scared. So I remember writing it down and then going to my team and being like, you guys, I did it. I did a phone reach, and I like typed it all out exactly what I said. So here's what I said. Hey, Joy, the person's name was Joy. This is Amy Morick. I know we haven't spoken in forever. Our kids were in pre-K together because I got this person's name from a list of I keep my kids' list of where they went to school and who was in their classes. So our kids were in pre-K together. How are you? How are your kids? Of course. I'm not sure if you've seen on Facebook that I've been doing some social media network marketing for Rodan & Fields. So today I'm reaching out to a few people that I haven't spoken to in a long time to see, #1, if they might be interested in trying some of the products, or #2, if they might know someone looking for additional income. And then the conversation floats from there. But that's the scariest piece, is just getting that out. Like, hi, we haven't talked in so long, and, how are you? How are this one, that one? I'm doing some reach outs today as part of my new business. Again, maybe you'd like to try some new skincare. Maybe you know someone looking for supplemental income. Like, would you be willing to just listen? I've not on a phone conversation had anything negative happen. I have had many negative, many ignores, many things happen on my bumpy ride, like everybody has. But when I pick up the phone, I usually do not get a negative response. So it's just more ammunition to really do it. It works. I've gotten referrals from phone conversations. So that's my phone language. Okay. Moving on to messaging, text messaging, Facebook messaging, doing it orally or doing it written. So many of you have probably seen Jim Larson's video. It was also a daily experience on reach outs. And he basically says that your in-person reach out is the best. Your phone reach out is second. Next is what he calls a voice reach out. And he says that we can all do voice memos on our phone or on Facebook through voice messaging. And that when we do those voice messages, they just come across with our energy and with our enthusiasm and with our, going all the way back to the beginning of the training, love of the brand and love of our story. And so when we do that and really make that message, it comes across. Okay, so these messages that I'm going to share, you can do either orally, like I said, or do them texting. Again, most of mine I do texting just because wherever I'm sitting, I'm not going to be like sitting there, you know, doing this, or I'm usually on my computer, on my phone. But I want people to be, you know, kind of open-minded. Again, this is about new ways of thinking about recruiting and about prospecting. And so this, you know, is something to think about instead of typing out, is saying. Okay, so I want to share with you guys some of these. Again, I have them all written out, but I'm going to share with them. Okay, the first one is from Jenna Kravitz. This is a good one. This is new to me. This is chickenless language. Hey girl, you've been on my mind for quite some time. I have to be honest, I've been thinking about you for this business. I decided this morning I was not going to let another day go by without reaching out to you, so here I am. If you have 10 minutes to chat, I would love to tell you a little more about what I'm doing because I think you can absolutely slay. Straightforward, to the point, really coming across as like, I know what I'm doing is great and I know that you could be great for it. Okay, that's Jenna Kravitz language. Then I have language that I myself used after I got to know one of the girls on my team who's on here about we had met when we were serving lunch in school. Okay, so I wrote, hi, I know we served lunch and we finally met a while ago and you left a positive impression on me as a like-minded go-getter woman that I would like to work with. I don't know if we talked about my Rodan & Fields business, but maybe you've seen some of my Facebook posts and know that I am growing a social media skincare biz alongside my pediatric social work job. Anyway, I wanted to invite you to blah, 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 and I go ahead to invite her to something. Okay, so this is a situation where I had started really in conversation with somebody, got to really see that they were the kind of person that I'd like to work with, and then I moved the conversation forward from there by reaching out to them on Facebook and inviting them to an event. She didn't come to the event, by the way. But the conversation obviously continued from that Facebook message. Okay. The other way that you guys know I'm very big on the birthday reach outs if you were on my team. And so I have a consultant that joined my team because of the birthday reach out. So here it is. So plain and simple. Hi, Jewel. Happy almost birthday. I like to send my Facebook friends and family Rodan & Fields skincare samples for a birthday treat this week. Can somebody please mute? I'm not sure who it is. If you're not muted, can you mute? I'd like to send my Facebook friends and family a Rodan & Fields skincare sample for a birthday treat the week of their birthday. Please message me your address so I can pop one in the mail to you. Plain and simple, but it starts the conversation. Obviously, there's tons of follow-up after that. I think that this actual person ignored me. Literally, I think we counted for 11 times. So there you go with that 12th thing, the 12th reach out. But it just starts the conversation, okay? And then the next one that I have is, and this is long, I will read it to you, and I don't usually send long messages anymore, but this is an old high school friend that's now on my team, and she joined because of this reach out message. Everything that I'm sharing here with you basically is somebody who joined my team because I want you to see what works. Okay, so this says, hey, been a long time since our River Edge and Oradell days. Glad to be Facebook friends. Out of the blue as this may seem, and you guys have probably seen this language, I'm reaching out to Facebook friends to grow my business. I have a business question for you. Do you have any friends and family looking to earn some extra income with a work-from-home social media networking gig? I have started working for the dermatologist who created Proactive. Yes, they created Proactive to treat acne 19 years ago. Well, now it's 22. And I use the business model of the infomercial to make Proactive a household name and international brand. I am working for their newest brand called Rodan & Fields. This brand was developed to treat anti-aging and other skin protection. They have traded in the business model of the infomercial for the current and successful business model of social media network marketing. This hot business model is why I am reaching out to friends and family, old and new. I have fallen in love with the business and the products. My skin looks and feels amazing, and I am making a much needed additional income from this side gig. I am currently looking for people to work with me who might want to work from home, work on the go, make their own hours, make some extra income for a really fun side gig. Do you know anyone who might be interested and needs some extra money? Let me know. Okay, so that is super long, and I really don't send long messages like that anymore, but I just want to be clear that people read those. And these messages that I'm telling you about, it's not that people read these and are like, can I join your team on the $9.95 today? No, it is not like that. But they get people watching your Facebook feed. They get people curious. What's going on? What kind of side gig? I could work from home. What? Make a little bit of extra money. And even if it takes a year, yes, a year, 2 years, 3 years, I still have some people that I've reached out to because Amanda told me on day one I had to make all my phone calls. And I still have some people that I would still love to work with that I'm still working on. So it takes a long time. But all of these are ways in. All of these are ways to get to new networks, get your name out there, get people watching you. Whatever it takes, these are just different ways to make that leap into building your funnel, basically. Okay? The last one that I'm going to share, and then I'm actually going to, looks like I'm going to have time for questions if anybody has any, is referrals. So I actually have a consultant on my team who came from a referral that a friend from school, actually, from my elementary school, posted on her Facebook page. So simple, so easy, and I got a couple of referrals from there. And who's Emily's asking me, are we getting a scriptable language? Yes, we are. So this referral language this is somebody who posted for me on Facebook. Hey, Facebook, is anyone out there looking for a way to make some extra money on the side? My friend is expanding her business and looking for hustlers who want to be part of something big. Let me know and I'll connect you both. That's it. So simple. And so on that post, and she didn't even use a picture, which drives me crazy. I wish I asked her to use a picture. She didn't even use a picture. So it just goes to show you. I like to use pictures, as you know, just to kind of attract your eyes. But on that post, probably like 4 or 5 people commented, oh, I'm interested, whatever, I'm interested. But one consultant came from that. I have had other people post for me on Facebook. I've done 3-way calls with them and nothing. So again, all of these ideas are just ideas. They're all different ways for you to be filling your funnel. You have to have a full funnel for something to come out, which is the person that's going to join your team. But there has to be a lot of energy and effort and people in that funnel for you to get a great consultant out of it. Okay, so that is really what I wanted to share. When I thought about new ways of prospecting, I really thought about how to think about prospecting more than actually doing it. So I hope that you guys hear what I said about really knowing the brand, loving the brand, getting comfortable with your story and telling your story before you do any prospecting. This actually all comes back to my posture, which is all about how you feel about the brand, how you feel about yourself. You will hold yourself higher. You will speak out. You will stand out. And that is the energy that you want to exude when you are pulling people in when you're prospecting, okay? And then all of the other stuff obviously flowed from there. So that's it. That's all I have tonight. It wasn't a lot. I am happy to do any question and answer. And yes, I will post everything. And yes, can even do question and answer later. So if anybody has anything, you guys can raise your hand. Go ahead. I'm ready for you, Jode.
All right, quick question. This is awesome. Thank you for all the language. My question is, when you're doing a phone reach out, I phoned a chicken lister yesterday, and it was great. It turned into an hour conversation. But when you call somebody, like specifically somebody that you haven't talked to forever, how much do you leave on the message if you got their machine?
That's a good question. I have done phone reach outs and left messages, and I usually don't get a response.
Right.
So if it's somebody like what you're saying, a chicken lister that you've like been waiting to reach out to, I think I might hang up and call back.
But they're going to see the caller ID.
I know. If they have your caller ID, I know. Oh, okay. Then I think what I would do is say, not leave a lot on the message at all.
Right. Sure.
Hey, it's Jody Bienenfeld. We haven't talked in so long. I was looking to catch up with you, or something very short. I'll call you back at blah, 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 blah.
I'll call you back.
The ball is still in your court.
Yeah. Okay.
Makes sense?
Yep.
All right, I'm ready.
Question.
I'm ready.
I just don't understand how you just approach people in the dentist's office. Maybe it's just me, but like, how do you do that? I don't know.
That is a zillion% about how I feel about the brand and how I feel about my story. And not that I talked about the brand and not that I talked about my story, but I know that if I get into that conversation with them, I know that I know what I'm going to say. So for me to hand out a mini facial in a dentist's office is nothing. Like, we're all doing these, the girls who are direct to me, including yourself, are doing these reach outs now because of Elevate, another homework challenge that I have. And so now I am like, if you guys are going to do the 30 whatever reach outs I said for the week, I better be doing them too. I'm so desperate to have new reach outs that I take those mini facials. I'll give them to anybody that like has a pulse. I'm like, can you use this mini facial? Because I want the new contacts.
But do you start a conversation first, or you just say, hey?
No, I don't start a conversation first. No conversation. I did it twice today at the rink. I went up to these moms and I was like, I know them, but I was like, you're one of the only moms on my team that doesn't have my skincare. I know you see me working here because the girls at the rink see me working all the time. They're all there's a bar at our rink. They're all in the bar drinking, and I'm sitting with my computer a million hours working. I'm like, I know you see me working all the time. Here's a sample. I would love for you to try it. That's it.
Okay.
But I really do think that comes back to knowing that when you do it, if you have to tell your story or your branding, you're ready for it. Got to just be ready.
Okay. It's very scary.
It's very scary. See, the phone is so much scarier to me than that. Beyond.
Okay.
I don't know why. It's just the phone is so, like, to hand out a mini facial, like, yeah. And people don't reject a mini facial usually.
That's true. Okay.
Amy, I have a question.
Yes.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Okay, so I have no trouble giving out mini facials too, but then the conversation when you follow up of the mini facial goes more towards the product. Like, how did you like the product? Would you like to do a solutions tool and buy the product, blah, blah, blah. So how do you jump from there to the business?
Okay, so the birthday reach out that I mentioned to you that I sent a mini facial that turned into a consultant. She eventually, when we actually finally got on the phone, she was asking me about the business. So that one specific example is a way of inviting people to follow you on Facebook. And when they follow you and they see some of what you're doing, it intrigues them. So that's that one specific example, but it doesn't answer your question. Your question is, when we give a mini facial, we want to lead with the business, right? So the best way to give a mini facial, and I didn't do this weekend, but I'm just telling you the best way, and I should have done this at the rink today now that I'm thinking of it, is to say, like, to this woman who I was like, I know you always see me working. I work for a skincare company. Will you try it? The best way would have been to say, you maybe something along the lines of like something along the lines of like how I got involved with the business. Like, I know sometimes I lead into it by saying, actually, if I say, are you a skincare person? Because I really wasn't before the business. And they're like, well, kind of. And I was like, oh, it's so funny. I was never a skincare person. And then I'll do like my 2 minute, like not even my 1 minute. Like, I was a social worker. I was looking for a way to make some supplemental income. This fell in my lap. It's an amazing company. Like, I'll just give a little bit. So they're like, wait, what? A social worker? What? Selling skincare? Like, I'll just give something. Like, you would be like, I was a business owner. You know what I mean? Like, so when I give a mini facial, the best thing to do is give something about the business so that you've already have that on the table. That's my best answer to that, because I know that when you follow up, and it's same with me when I follow up with my mini facial people, I'm always like, do you want to do the solution tool? Hey, want to try a new product? It's hard to go back to the business. So the best way is to start by, when you give the mini facial, trying to get 1 minute of their attention of how you got into the business.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Amy, I have a question.
Hi, Suze.
Hi. So what do you say when people say, they say, oh, well, my passion is to be like, I work with people in the entertainment industry. So I always feel like I'm preaching to the wrong people when I talk about the business. So I usually get a lot of clients because they're like, oh, well, I really want to be an editor, or I'm a script writer. Or how do you address somebody who their focus is totally, and they're younger people too. So they still have a lot more time ahead of them than me. So they kind of have this thing of like, oh, like my passion is being an editor or whatever. I wouldn't sell skincare, but I'll try it. So how do you address that?
Okay, wait. Is the question, are you talking about like dealing with, like when you're trying to talk about the business, or they won't even take the products?
Talk about the business, and you're trying, because I have a couple of people that are younger, they're in their 20s, they want to be in the entertainment industry as like an editor, and they want to do that. Okay. But I know that they need money. Like I don't know how to switch the conversation to take away.
That's a good question.
From your passion.
So I met somebody at Ashley's dance school last year. He was like in one of their performances, but he wasn't from the school. Like he was a professional dancer that they brought in, but he was young. He was like in his 20s. And I friended him on Facebook. For some reason in my gut, nothing has happened so far. The story isn't great, but for some reason in my gut, I was like, he's a good connection to have. And I friended him on Facebook, and we actually were messaging last week. And one of the things that I said to him, and I hope that this answers your question, is I know so many people in your industry who are so passionate about what they do are also looking for supplemental income. Because think about it, dancers, performers, writers, editors, all those people, they are so passionate about what they do, but they are many times struggling to put gas in their car, right? So I think that wait, hold on. Oh, my Fitbit is going crazy. So I think that that's the language to use for them, is that, we have so many people who are so passionate about A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but they're looking to put that little bit of supplemental income in their pocket. That, I think, is what will take them in.
Okay. Yeah, that works. And then I have one other thing.
Yeah, I just had to move my my battery's running out, so I'm going over here.
Okay. I gave a mini facial to someone at work, to a couple of people, and one of them I followed up with, and she said, well, it really irritated my skin. I had a reaction to it. Mm-hmm. So consequently, I haven't really gone back to her. I was like, I wasn't sure where to go with that.
That's over. I feel like that's over. Like when somebody tells me that they didn't like the products, I mean, it's very hard to then go back and be like, do you want to sell the products?
Okay. All right. That's what I thought, but I just thought, was there, it's someone in my funnel, and I just thought, so I'll just leave it as is.
It's very hard to get that person on a call. I mean, look, there are many, many leaders out there that say, do not take anyone off your list until they either join you or die. So right. I'm not telling you to take them off your list. And maybe like that's the kind of person that you drop, like, little things along the way of like, oh my God, I just went to this event last night for my business. It was so fun. Like having nothing to do with the products.
Right. Okay.
And like, those are the people that you just like drop little things on and then go from there. But like, when someone tells me that they hated the products, and I have had one person tell me that online, I don't go back to them usually.
Okay. All right. Just checking on my gut instinct on that. Mm-hmm. Okay. That was all I had. Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
Question.
Okay. I'm ready.
So did you say that when you give out a mini facial, you don't give like instructions? I thought you said you get their email.
Yeah, because, well, first of all, I want their email because sometimes it's very quick when you give out a mini facial, right? It's very quick. Like it's all in like the dentist's office and I'm leaving and blah, blah, blah. No talking about the dentist. Okay. Love you. I'll come up. Okay. So it's so quick that like, and I don't feel like I'm enough, like oh, let me get your Facebook. You know, a lot of people say like the best thing to do is to Facebook friend them. And I agree with that because then they're following your feed. But sometimes I feel like it all happens too quick. And so I say, I don't ask them like, would you give me this or would you give me that? I say directly, give me your email address. I'll send you a video on the best way to use these samples.
Oh, so I have instructions in mind. I should take those out.
No, why? You can send both.
Well, yeah, but then why would they want the video if I've already got the instructions in there? You know what I mean? I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But that's how, and then once I have their email address, a few things. First of all, I email them I have a way to follow up with them right away.
Right.
The second thing is that then their email goes on to my humongous list that I just sent out for our new product launch. And the other thing is that I have a way to follow up with them, like in, a week, a month, like whatever it is, I have a way to follow up with them. If it's too quick that I feel weird friending them on Facebook, and I don't like to ask people for their cell phone. I don't know. I feel like email is much less of an ask than a cell phone in that like very quick 2-second conversation. And I think that that's why I put it, give me your email address. I'll send you a video on the best way to use these samples.
Oh, that's so smart. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, no, try everything. Try everything. And that's the thing. And that's what I will tell you guys, literally. Like, and the point of this, even this training, is like, think differently, think new, try something you haven't tried, but try everything, because everything that I just talked about, I'm still doing. Every single thing. And everything that I just talked about, I'm still getting ignored. I'm still getting no's. I'm still getting the, see you later. But I'm trying everything, and I'm consistently trying everything. So I'm trying to get my funnel full.
Perfect. Thank you.
Question.
So, yes. Hi, Jackie.
Hey, Amy. Thank you. This is really great. Real quick. So the video that you send out on the email, you said Michelle is doing an updated.
Yeah, she's going to update it. I asked her to today, this morning. I was like, this is a big ask, but.
Okay, cool. So once that comes out, I'm assuming she's going to post it on Facebook. Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Sure.
All right, that'll be helpful.
Yeah, no. I mean, the truth is, like, I felt like we could all do them, but she did it really well. So, but she said she would do it.
Change it if she did a good job.
Yeah, she did it really well. So we'll give it. But I think that that's a really good way of following up with somebody.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
And also then in another follow-up, like if somebody says, oh yeah, I did, like even when I do that and then somebody says, oh yeah, or if you send like a birthday message and then you ask them if they received it, they're like, yeah, I received it, but I just put it on my sink. I didn't use it. You're like, oh my God, I have this great video to share with you on how to use it. Okay. And that just, to have that video at your fingertips is always good.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm. Great. Oh guys, I only have less than a minute. Okay. I have less than a minute, so I'm wrapping up. I'm going to put, I'll put up on A-Game actually, the language, I guess. It's long though, but I'll put it up on A-Game. And I will also, you guys can ask me more questions if you feel free to text me, email me, Facebook me, whatever. All right. That's it.
Thanks, Amy.
Okay. Bye guys. Have a great night.
Bye.
Okay, so